Right. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. In this video class, I'm going to explain the mathematic portion in volume, surface area, and symmetry, right? So these days I am a bit busy, so it is very difficult to find mutual possible time for having our um, direct session. So I'm just explaining this concept and I will upload the video on YouTube, right? So I will not let you do the questions individually and then explain. So before I explain a question, you can just pause the video and try to answer the questions. Then you can check your answer with my explanation, right? So here we are going to study about volume and surface area and symmetry, right? So here, if you look at the terms, volume is applied for 3D objects. For example, if you have a cuboid, we will tell that it has a volume. So this is a 3D object, right? But surface area can be applied for both 2D objects and 3D objects, right? So here, for this sphere, if it is a rectangular sphere, we cannot tell a volume for this, but only we can tell about area, right? So we have already studied length into breadth is called the area of this rectangle or square, whatever, right? So if the lengths of sides are equal, it's square. That thing you already know. Now, if it is a cuboid like this, okay. So if it is a cuboid, now we can define a volume for this. So V is equal to A cube. A cube means here A is the length of one side. A is the length of one side. Now again, for the surface area, we can tell A is equal to, here in cuboid, we have 6 square faces. So 6 times area of one square face, right? So 6 times A squared is equal to the area, surface area. Then we will look at symmetry. Symmetry means if it is a shape like this, now we have symmetrical line. So this symmetrical line will divide the shape into 2 equal or identical parts, right? Now, if we have a square, we will have 1, 2, 3, 4 symmetrical axes. 4 symmetrical axes. Here, so this is called bilateral. Now we call this as bilateral, and this is called radially symmetrical axes because we have more than one symmetric lines, right? Okay. Now 4.1 says calculating the volume of prisms. Now they have given all the equations, right? So the only thing is you have to remember the equation, then the data will be given in the question, then you have to substitute, and then simplification only remains. Now area of this triangle is equal to half into B into H. We have already studied this, right? So if this is a triangle, now let's say this is base. So we denote base using B, and let's say we have a perpendicular height, right? Perpendicular height. Now this is H, right? So in this case, we will say the area of this triangle is half times base into perpendicular height or perpendicular distance, whatever. We denote it as H, right? So from this vertex to the from the vertex opposite to the base, we will draw a perpendicular line. So that is the distance of that line is H. Now area of rectangle is equal to LB. So if it is a rectangle, now this side will be different from this side. So if it is B and if it is L, we will say area is equal to L into B. L into B, right? Okay. Now, if it is here, as I explained earlier, all 4 sides will be equal. Then we can say area is equal to here A square. Here A is equal to A square, right? A is equal to A square. Right. Now, here they have given the area of circle that we have already studied, that is pi r squared, right? So if the radius is given, we will use this equation. Otherwise, if the diameter is given in a question to find out the area, first we have to find out the radius by dividing the diameter by 2. Otherwise, we can convert this equation in terms of diameter also, right? So we know that diameter is equal to 2 times r, 2 times r in a circle, right? In a circle, if this is now, if this is the center of this circle, now this is radius and this is diameter, right? So this is r, this is also r. So the diameter is equal to 2r. Now we can say r is equal to d by 2. R is equal to d by 2. R is equal to d by 2. If I substitute this d by 2 instead of r in this equation, I will get pi d by 2 holding square. D by 2 holding square. Now this will become pi d squared by 4. So pi d squared by 4. Pi d squared by 4. Now you have two equations for finding out the area of circle, that is pi r squared and pi d squared by 4. So based on the question, you have to decide which equation you have to use. Otherwise, you can just remember this equation. If you are given diameter, you can find the radius from the diameter and substitute here, right? So when we do questions, we will look at the way how we have to find out the answer, right? Now here we have been given some questions, right? And here they have given a tip also. In this exercise, when you need to use pi, use the pi button on your calculator. Yeah, so you can use calculator for mathematics also. In that case, we know that pi is equal to, we have we by convention we use two values for pi, that is 3.14 and 22 by 7. But here, since you are going to use your calculator to find out the answer, you can use pi button in your calculator. So depending on the type of calculator, the way of pressing the pi button might vary. Sometimes the pi button might be directly given in the calculator. Otherwise, you will have to press a particular button with shift key, right? So if you are using scientific calculator, I think you have to press the 10 times 10 to the power x button with shift key, right? So we will see that later. Okay, but for these type of questions, you don't need to use your calculator. You can mentally find out the answers, right? Okay, now here you see, copy and complete the workings to find the volume of each prism, right? So here they have given prism, right? So prism has, prism might have any area, any cross-sectional area. It might be square, it might be rectangle, whatever. It might be even a circle. So this is also a prism, but the specific name that we give for this type of prism is cylinder. And this is prism. Now this is, we have several terms, right? That doesn't matter. Now, so typically all are prism, right? So prism is a common name. Now here, I already told you, if I want to find out the volume of a prism, we have the equation that is given here. Volume is equal to area of cross section into length. So you should remember this equation. So here, this is very simple, okay? So here, the area of cross section is given as 20 centimeters square, and the length is given as 8 centimeter. You just want to multiply this and this. So before writing the answer, you should write this equation, so that you might obtain some marks. And then for the substitution, you will obtain marks. So after that, you have to write area of cross section. So here, first you will write the equation, right? Then you will substitute 20. So when you substitute the values, you better write along with the unit. So 20 centimeters squared into 8 centimeter In case if this length is given in meter or in any other unit, you will have to convert it to the it to centimeter, because then only we can multiply and get this answer in one particular unit, right? Okay. Now 20 centimeters squared into 8 centimeter will give you 160 centimeter cube. 160 centimeter cube. 160 centimeter. Right. Yeah, it's given, right? So here, 20 into 8, 60, oh, no, this is supposed to be 160 centimeter cube, right? Then here, they have given cross-sectional area is given and the length is also given. So you just, this is how you have to write your answer in your examination, right? So first you should write the what do we call the equation, then we have to substitute the values, then you will obtain the final answer. So here, even if you don't substitute the values along with the units, you better write, because the space is not sufficient for writing the values along with the units. So you can just skip the unit here, and then finally you can put the answer along with the unit, right? Okay. Now 15 into 6 gives you 90 centimeter cube. Then for the C part also, that is very simple, right? So here 12, then 9. So 12 into 9, 180 centimeter cube. Here, if they don't give the cross-sectional area directly, and they have given this length and this length, let's say this is 3 centimeter and this is 4 centimeter, then you have to first find out the cross-sectional area before finding out the volume. Otherwise, you can, since this is a otherwise you can just substitute, you can multiply the both length, width and height, right? So we can say this is height, this is length, and this is width. Then you can multiply all these three. So we have already studied all these things in our previous grades also. Now here they have given a cylinder shape, right? Now area of cross section is 30 centimeters here. Then if they don't give, without giving this cross-sectional area directly, if they had given the radius, then you have to find out the cross-sectional area, right? But here that is not necessary. I'm just telling the idea. So here 30 into 12, then it gives you 360 centimeter cube. Okay. Then we will move to the next question. So like I explained here, without giving the cross-sectional area, they have given the height, width, and length. So there is another equation, that is volume is equal to base into height into, so whatever, right? So there should be three parameters, height, length, and width. So as I told you, before finding out the volume, they have found out the area of cross section by multiplying the base and height of this rectangle. Okay. In these prisms, so this is also a prism, you need to work out the area of the cross section first, then work out the volume, right? So here 8 times 4 gives you 32 centimeters square. Then you have to multiply the cross sectional area by the length. So then finally it will give you 320 centimeter cube, right? Then B part, here the cross sectional area is triangles. Then you know the equation for finding out the area of triangle, that is half into base into height. So that is half into, this is base and this is height. So you have to make sure that the angle between the height and the base should be 90. That they should be perpendicular to each other, right? Then that is 15 centimeters square, right? Then volume is equal to area of cross section into length. Then here also they have given, right? So without giving the cross-sectional area of the circle directly, they have given the radius so that you can find out the cross-sectional area of this circle, that is pi r square. So here you don't need to, if you are using your calculator, let me explain you how you can use your calculator, right? Okay. So I will just stop share my screen. Then I will open my video. Then I think you can be able to see the calculator, right? So here you see, we have to find out what is that. There, okay, pi r squared, right? Now we have to type pi. So in my calculator, pi can be displayed by pressing this button with shift key. Now let me on shift. Now you can see pi here, right? I don't know if you can see it. Okay. This is pi, then r squared. R is equal to 4. So multiplied 4, then square is equal to, it gives you 16 pi. Okay. 16 pi. Now, if you press this is converted to decimal, then it gives you 50.26. So let's check if the answer is 50.26. Yeah, the answer is 50.26. Otherwise, if you don't like to use your calculator, you can manually also find the answer. That doesn't matter. Okay. Now I will stop my video and then share the screen. There's that. Okay. Now here you see, so here you can just type instead of 5 you can, so otherwise if you know pi is equal to 22 by 7, 22 by 7 times 4 into 4. So if the radius is multiple of 7, we can easily simplify. Since this 4 is not multiple of 7, they have allowed you to use your calculator. So using the calculator might be a best choice for you, right? So, and they have given a tip also here. For part C of question 2, use the pi button on your calculator. Round your answer to 2 decimal places. Then it gives 50.256, right? So according to my calculator, the answer is 2654. 2654. Now they are telling to round your answer to 2 decimal places. Then I have to look at the third decimal place. Since this is 5, we have to round up. Then the answer would be 50.27, right? 50.27. 50.27. Now this is the cross-sectional area. They have rounded down here, but since we have pi, we have to round up. Then the answer would be 50.27, but that will not affect the final answer. Only the deviation in the second decimal places, so that will not affect that much. So here 50.27 into 11, right? So 50.27 into 11 would be 50.27, 50.27, then 50.27, right? So if I multiply 50.27, 50.27, then 7, 9, here 2, here 5, here also 5. So the total decimal places is 4. So from here 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 50.27. Yeah, 50.27. Then 50.27, 7, 9, 2, 5, 5. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. What would be the answer? 50.27 into 11 gives you Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now we are multiplying by 11 now. So you just want to, so we have only two decimal places. Then 552.97, because if you multiply 50.27 by 11, then you have to multiply this by 1, so it gives this. Okay, 50.27, you are supposed to skip or skip this decimal place, then 50.27. So here on in only 50.27 we have two decimal places, then we have to move this decimal place by 2 units, then the answer would be 552.86, right? Okay. Now, these are the practice questions. You can just try them. Okay. Now, irrespective of the shape of the cross-sectional area, they have directly given the cross-sectional area. So you can just multiply the cross-sectional area by the length. So here the answers are also given. You can check them. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me via WhatsApp. Okay. Now we will move to the fourth question. Copy and complete this table. Area of cross section is given, length of prism is given, then volume of prism is missing here. So area of cross section into length of prism will give you volume of. So you just want to multiply this and this. Now here volume of prism is given, area of cross section is given. So according to the equation, if you find out this, you have to divide this by this. So 156 divided by 24 will give you the length of prism, right? So here you see cross-sectional area. So volume is equal to, let's say, A into L, A into L, right? Now, here, if you want to find out volume, you just want to multiply A and L. So A is this, then L is this, and volume is this. Now, if I want to find out L, then the equation will become V over A, which means you have to divide the volume by the cross-sectional area. So 156 by 24. Then again, if you want to find out area, that in that case also you have to divide the volume by length. So volume divided by length. So for the third case, you have to divide this 330.6 meter cube by 57 meter. Okay. Right. Now we will move to the fifth question. Here they have given the height, length, and width. So you just want to multiply all these. Then for the B part, they have given a prism with cross-sectional area of triangle. So in that case, we have to find out the cross-sectional area of this triangle. And then multiply that value by this 8. So here you see 24 is the base and 5 is the height. So here A is equal to, A means the area of the triangle is equal to half into this 24 into 5. 24 into 5. Okay. Now here, if we simplify this 12, so 60. So 60 times. So here volume is equal to 60 times 60 centimeter square times the length is 8. So that would be 480 centimeter cube. Yeah, the answer is correct. Okay. Then here also, this is the base and this is the height. So first we have to work out the cross-sectional area, then you have to multiply the cross-sectional area by this length, right? Now we will move to these questions. Work out the volume of this cylinder, right? Okay. Now the answer is also given here. See this. Now the diameter is given, right? The diameter is given. So we know that work out the volume of this cylinder. This is 8. Now first we have to, okay, now V is equal to cross-sectional area into height, right? So the cross-sectional area is this and the height is this. So that's why they have given pi r squared into h. Now this pi r square represents the cross-sectional area, and then this height is 8. Now here you see radius is not given. I think there should be a mistake here. Let me check. Here the diameter is given, right? So since the diameter is given, they have substituted wrongly. Okay. So here pi okay, r is not 6. So this diameter is 6, right? So this diameter is 6 means the radius should be 3. So they should have substituted 3 here. 3 squared into 8. Then the answer would be not this 36. This is supposed to be 9. Okay. 9. Then you can use your calculator, right? So pi times 9 times 8 is equal to 226. Yeah, 200. Now the answer is supposed to be 226.1946. 1946 is the answer. Okay, now they have, okay, then they are telling to give the answer in 3 significant figures. So here you see the 3 significant figures mean 1, 2, 3. Then we have to look at here. Then since this is less than 5, we have to give the answer. This is approximately equal to 226. 226. We have given the answer in 3 significant figures. 3 significant, right? Okay. Now Timo has made a mistake in his solution. Yeah. Okay. So here explain the mistake that Timo has made and work out the correct answer. Okay, so yeah. So this calculation was done by Timo and he has made a big mistake. So here he has, I think, I don't know if Timo is girl or boy. So if, okay, Timo has substituted the radius wrongly. He is supposed to put 3 here. So the answer is he took the diameter instead of radius. He should have divided it to find the radius. So they have given the answer. And explain the mistake that Timo has made and work out the correct answer. So this will be the correct answer. Okay. Work out the volume of each cylinder. Give your answer correct to 1 decimal places. Then here you see pi r square. Here pi 4 times square because this is radius, right? Into height is, so here you are supposed to write h also. So h also, here there is a mistake. Pi 4 squared into 15, that is, I don't know if the calculation is correct. Then if we want to round it to the first decimal place, 1 decimal place, we have to look at the second decimal place. Okay, so let me check the answer here. Pi r squared 4 squared into 5 is equal to 251 point. Yeah. I'm sorry, 15, okay. 15 is equal to 753. So here 753.98, right? 98. So if they, since they have asked to give the answer to the correct to 1 decimal place, we have to look at the second decimal place. Okay, now the answer would be Okay, 7, 5, 3, 4. Okay, here we have to add 1. So this will be 0, then false. Okay, the answer is correct, but the way is wrong because you should mention this 8 also. Now here also you have missed H here. Then R is 2.8, 20. Then if you give the answer, you can just simplify and you know how to correct the answer to the first decimal place, right? And here also 33 millimeter. So this is given in centimeter, but this is given in millimeter. So the final answer should be in millimeter cube. You have to be aware of the units also. Then there is a challenge question. We can do this. A radius of the circle is given. Then we have to find out the area of circle. Then the height of the cylinder is given. Then you have to find out the volume. So you see here radius is given. Then here you don't need to. So since it is 7, so you can use pi r square. So pi r square. Okay. So if the radius is the multiple of 7, we can use 22 by 7, right? 22 by 7 times 7 squared. 7 squared. Now 7 from the 7 squared and this 7 will cancel each other. Then we have 22 by 7. So here 154, right? 154 is the area of circle. Then height of the cylinder is given. Then you have to multiply this and this. So 154 times 12 will give you 1848 is the cylinder volume of the cylinder. 1848. 1848. Then here you see this is given. Then you have to find out the same way you can do this question also. Now here 9 centimeter is given, right? So you will find out the area by applying this equation. Then you have been given the volume. You have been given the volume and you are asked to find out the height of the cylinder. Then you have found out this value also. So to find out the height of the cylinder, you just want to divide this 1910 by the volume by the value that you obtained as the area of circle. Let me take it as x. Then you know the value of x, that is a numerical value. Then you divide and get the answer using the calculator. Then here you see 15 meters squared is given, right? Then you see a is equal to pi r squared. A is equal to pi r squared. A is equal to pi r squared. Now what you have to do is A is given as 15 meters squared. 15 meters squared. Then pi, okay, let's substitute pi. Then r squared. R squared. Now we should know r, right? So r squared is equal to 12 divided by pi. 15 divided by pi. 15 divided by pi. 15 divided by pi. Now, if we want to get rid of this square, we have to use square root to the whole value. So what you can do is in your calculator, type square root symbol, then 15 divided by pi. And you should make sure that this 15 and pi should be in the square root. Then the answer is 2.18. 2.18. Here the answer is 2.18. 2.18. So to double check your answer, again you can use this radius and find the area and check whether you get 50. Okay, now let's check again. But if you skip some decimal places, the answer might be close to 2.185. Let's check 1.185. Okay. So the area would be here pi r squared. So I will just type pi r squared is equal to 2.185 squared is equal to 14.9. So I get 14.9 mean it is nearly 15 meters squared. Then we know the area, then we have the height also. Then you just multiply this and this to get the volume of this cylinder. Okay. Now, each of these prisms has a volume of 335 centimeter cube. Work out the value of X in each diagram. So here that is very simple, right? So X into 4.2 into 18.6. Okay. Now, here you see X times 4.2 times 18.6 is equal to, they have given that the volume is 335 centimeter cube. 335. Okay. Now we have to find out X. Now X is equal to, now these two values are multiplied with X. Then when they go to the other side of the equation, they will be divided. So 335 divided by this 4.2, 18.6, right? So you can use your calculator. Then 335 divided by, you can use parentheses. So 335 division symbol parentheses. Then the multiplication of this 4.2 and 18.6 are divided by the multiplication of this 4.2 and 18.6 divide this 335. So here 4.2 times 18.6 would give you the answer as 4.28. So 4.288. So that is equal to 4.2. So since the given data is in first decimal place, we can round it to the first decimal place. Then 4.28 is approximately equal to 4.23. So X is equal to 4.23. 4.23. Now here for this case, the volume is 335. Okay. Now if we divide this 335 by this length, I will get the cross-sectional area of this triangle. Then using the equation for the area of triangle, we can find out the value for this X. So here what you have to do is cross-sectional area. You can type cross-sectional area. So I'm writing CA, but you are supposed to write cross-sectional area is equal to volume divided by length. So volume divided by length. So volume is here 335 divided by L is 245, 24.5. So the answer here is 335 divided by 24.5 is equal to 13.67. Then we can put 13.7, right? 13.7. Now we know the cross-sectional area. That cross-sectional area is equal to half into base, that is 8.4 into X. That is 8.4 into X. Now to find out X, what we have to do is 13.6. I'm just going to consider this equation, right? So 13.7 times 2 divided by this 8.4, because this is divided and this is multiplied. When they go to the other side of the equation, the vice versa of the operation will occur. So 8.4. Now the answer is 13.7. 13.7 multiplied by 2 divided by 8.4 is equal to 3.261. Then this is 3.3. This is approximately 3.3. 3.3 centimeter. 3.3 centimeter. So you have to make sure that you write the answer with the unit. Now we will go to the next question. And here also the same idea, right? So you divide this 335 by this height, so that you will obtain the value for this cross-sectional area. So here 335 divided by, okay, I will quickly do 335 divided by 23.6 is equal to, that gives me 14.19. So if I correct to the first decimal place, that is 14.2. So this area is 14.2 centimeters square. 14.2 centimeters square. Now this 14.2 centimeters square is equal to pi x square. X is r here, x square. Now x squared is equal to 14.2 divided by pi. Then if I need x, so to get rid of this square, I can use square root to the whole value. So square root 14.2 divided by pi gives me 2.12, then 2.1 centimeter. So x is equal to 2.1 centimeter approximately, because we have to give you our answer in one decimal place. So that is 0.1. 2.1 centimeter. 2.1 centimeter. Okay. Right. Now, here, what do we get? The diagram shows a bar of gold. Work out the volume of the gold in the bar. Let me erase all these annotations. Then I might secure some spaces to write the answer of this question. Okay. Now, the diagram shows a bar of gold. Work out the volume of gold in the bar. So that is here you see the trapezium, the cross-sectional area of this gold bar is trapezium. So here, if this is 8 centimeter, this is a rectangle, then this is also 8 centimeter. Now we know the area of a trapezium, that is half into the sum of the parallel lines, right? So the parallel lines are 8 and 10. So 8 plus 10 into perpendicular height. So that is 4.5. 4.5. This is cross-sectional area. Now, if I want to find out the volume, so since they have asked the volume directly, so if I write volume here instead of A, this volume is multiplied. Now, the cross-sectional area is multiplied by the length 18 to get the volume. So, if I simplify this, I will get half, right? Half times 18 times 4.5 times 80, right? Now, after a small simplification, we can use the calculator. Now, 1 here, 9. So, 9 times 4.5 times 18. 9 times 4.5 times 18 would give you 729. 729 centimeter cube. No, yeah, centimeter, right? Okay. Now, 1 centimeter cube of the gold has mass of 11 grams. Work out the mass of the gold bar in grams. Now, 1 centimeter cube has 19 grams. So, work out the total mass in grams. So, you just show the total mass is equal to, now you 1 gram weighs 9 grams. Sorry, 1 centimeter cube weighs 19 grams. Then this 729 centimeter cube will weigh. So, you just want to multiply the volume by the gram per unit mass. So that is 729 times 9 grams. That is equal to 729 into 9 is equal to 6561. 6561 grams. Okay, now we have to read the question very carefully of the bar in grams. So since they have asked the answer in grams, we don't need to convert it to kilogram. If they ask in kilogram, then we have to divide this by 1000 and the answer would be 6.561 kilogram. Okay. Now the value of gold changes with time. When Alicia bought this bar of gold, the value bought this bar of gold, the value of gold was 35 pound, $35 per gram. She sold the bar of gold when the value of gold was $42 per gram. How much money did Alicia make? Now she bought for this cost and she bought for this cost. So this is per gram, right? So the revenue is 42 minus 35 per gram. So the revenue or we say revenue is equal to so how much she makes. So she bought it for $35. Then she sold it for $42. Then the revenue per gram is 42 revenue per gram. So you can write in this way. Let me use this one. Revenue per gram is equal to 42 minus 30, I'm sorry, 35. That is equal to $7. Okay, $7. Now the total bar weighs this amount of gram. So the total revenue is equal to 7 times, I'm using this strict symbol, 7 times 6561 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, 6561 would give me dollar times 7 is equal to 45927. $45927. Okay, so by selling this gold bar, she will make this amount of money. Okay, right. Now we will move to the next question. Okay. Then I will explain this next portion in another video. Okay, 4.2, I will explain in another video. Then for the next part also, I will put another separate video. You can watch them. Now with this question, I will wind up today's video class. Now a shop sells chocolate drink powder in 3 different size cylindrical tins. Okay. Which tin gives the best value for money? Explain your answer. Show your all workings. Now, here you see, okay. Now, here we have different sized cylindrical tins. Definitely, the price will be proportional to the volume. Okay. Now, if you first, what you have to do is we have to find out the volume of each cylinder. Okay. So that is we use pi r pi. Okay, now if you use, okay, since diameter is given, we can use pi d squared by 4 times height. Okay, pi d squared by 4 height. Okay, we will separately find out the volume of each cylinder. Now for the small cylinder, pi d squared is equal to 7 squared times height is 14, then divided by 4. That gives me 538.79. So here the volume is 500 and now the volume is 538.78. Right, 78 centimeter cube. 78 centimeter cube. Now for the second thing, we have to find out here only both the diameter and the height varies. So here you use 9. Okay, you can just feed the numbers in the calculator and find out 17. Then it gives me 1081.49. So 1081.5. So here volume is, I erase all of these. I can so. Okay. Now here 10, 18. 1081 point 1081.5. Okay, now centimeter cube. Centimeter cube. Again, for the third thing, we have to find out the value. Now the different values are 12 here. Then here the height is 25, which is equal to 2827.4. 2827.4 centimeter cube. Now they are telling which tin gives the best value for money. Explain your answer and show your all working. Have they given any other chocolate drink powder in 3 different sizes intermittent? Okay, 2.31. Okay, for this, now we will, now this is volume. Now the cost is, now the cost is 2.31 here, 2.31. Here 5.39, 5.39. Then here 12.59, 12.59. Okay. Now we have to check if the cost coincides with the volume. Then we can determine which tin is best for the money. Okay. Right. Now let's check. Okay. Now if we divide the volume by cost, now we will find out the cost per unit volume. Okay. Otherwise the volume for, okay. Now from this first tin, we will find out per $1, how much volume we should have, right? Okay, now we will look. Now per $1, how much volume according to this tin? Now that will be 3.38.78 centimeter cube divided by 2.31 gives me 233. So if you divide this by this, the answer is 233.2. Now if you divide this by this, 81.5 divided by 5.39 gives me 200. Okay, 200. Now, by considering the ratio between the volume and cost, we can determine which tin is best for the money. 200. And here, 827 divided by 224. 224. Now I have, what I have done is, I have divided volume by cost. Volume by cost. Which means per $1. Okay, now if I divide this volume by cost, I will find out per $1 how much volume I will get. So per $1 from this tin, I get 233 centimeter cube, which means milliliter. For the second, I get only 200, but here I get 224 milliliter. So for $1, if I get more volume, that tin would be best for the money that we will spend. So the third one will be the best one because for $1, we get more amount of volume or more amount of chocolate drink, right? But for here, for $1, we get only 200 milliliter. But here, okay, now the best one is this one. So if we buy this one, that will be advantage for us. But if you buy the second bottle, you will get more for the money you spend, you will get only few amount of chocolate drink. So that is not profitable for us, right? And then for the C part, that is okay, moderate level, right? So the best tin is the biggest. Right, now hope you have understood how to find out the answer. So for approaching this question, for finding out the volume, you will be given some marks. Then by divide, for finding out the ratio between the volume and cost, you will get some marks. Then for the final conclusion, you will get some marks. So since we have divided volume by cost, we can get the volume per dollar. So per $1, we get 233.2 milliliter from the first tin, and 200 milliliter from the second tin, and 224. So by looking at these values, this value is bigger. So this is the profitable tin. So if we buy this size tin, we will get more. We can drink more chocolate powder for the money that we give, right? So this is profitable for the customer. So with this, I'm going to conclude this video class. Then I will explain the rest of the portions in another video. Okay. And you can watch, after watching this video, you can ask your questions via WhatsApp. Okay. Because why I explain in this way is finding mutual time is a bit hard for me now due to my lectures. That's